All right. Well, good evening, kids. How's everybody doing? I hope everyone's doing all right. Welcome to another episode of The Abyss, the weekly edition, which isn't really much different from the morning edition, only except for the fact that it's in the evening. And I am, of course, your host, the Eternal Abyss. Hello. How is everybody doing? I hope you're all doing great. I want to say hello to everybody on the various platforms that I'm on, of course. I want to say hello to everybody on Periscope. I want to say hello to everybody on YouTube and, of course, everybody on DLive and Twitch.tv. And I want to say, of course, hello to everybody on Bitwave. Here we are. We have a couple topics that we're definitely going to be talking about right now. And we'll see how I'm feeling towards the end of the stream or after, we kind of rant and rave a little bit and see if we want to do maybe some more of that Indiana Jones gaming or not. I don't know. It depends on how I feel. Last time I really didn't feel much up for it. It was like, meh, whatever. There we go. Forgot to unmute myself. On Discord. So now you can see the little green circle so you know that I'm talking. Oh, let me go to my little dashboard here on Bitwave. I'm running a little behind, as you can see. Hey, Wokel. Hey, Trollio. Welcome. This is also the more interactive version, if you will, of The Abyss. If you wanted to call in, you can do so on Discord. There is a link in the description of the video. There should be, at least, and where you can see a description. Periscope, not so much, but at least in DLive and I don't know, YouTube. And I'm just not, my brain's not there right now. Twitch, you should be able to see the link to the Discord. If you want to call in, so to speak, like a radio show, you can. I can put you on the air, ask a question, sing a song. I don't know. We can figure it out as we go along. I gotta do just one quick maintenance thing here for the stream. A little social media management going on here. I'm still not set up to stream properly on float.app. I want to get that set up. I'm in the process of trying to work out the details of that. So for all the folks that I'm going to be posting this on Float that may see the link and join in, who I haven't posted yet, so this is going to nobody right now. But when I do, I want to welcome them and to just use any of the other platforms right now that we have going, and we'll proceed accordingly. We'll do what we can. Here we go. Now, just posted. Tomorrow is, of course, September 11th. This is the day before, and tomorrow I plan on doing a little something on stream for that. Don't get any high expectations or anything. It's nothing like, there's no high production values or anything here. It's just a little moment that I would want to share with everybody on stream in regards to that. And I do hope that, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that this is gonna happen, because I know it's gonna happen. I wish it wouldn't happen. But you're gonna have people that are gonna use it for their own political posturing, and they're gonna use it to insult the other side and things of that nature. And I really hope that people can be a little mature, be a little respectful, and just kind of not do that, you know? Well, we could talk a little bit more about that. We could talk a little bit more about different trends that are happening in the news right now, that's coming up in the news and in the Twitter sphere and things of that nature. Oh, let me get my little chat thing up here for my other platforms just to make sure that I can see what other people are saying. Just take a quick second here. There we go. All right, rock and roll. So, uh, one of the big things that's happening right now, I don't think it's ended. Well, maybe it ended. I don't think the rally is still going on, but you have Donald Trump and another one of his rallies up in Michigan. So that's very interesting. Of course, everybody's making a big stink about social distancing and masks and all that kind of stuff. Of course they are. And John James is actually there. John James is a guy that was running. He ran for senator, I think, once, or House of Representatives once, and that didn't quite work out. So he's running again. I think this time he has a shot. I think he really, really has a shot this time. So there's a chance that he's going to be going to Congress in November. Well, after November. So I think that's cool. He seems like a pretty cool guy and everything like that. So I do hope him the best. Yeah, show's starting now, my friend. Yes, sir. I'm here, aren't I? I'm here. I got my cola to sip while I discuss the news du jour. So we're going. Yeah. I started late, that's why I didn't have the countdown. Because I figured, I'd hop on as soon as I get ready and I'm ready to roll, we'll just hit the floor running. And do it that way. Oh, I left my phone away from me. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna run and grab my phone. Don't go away, I'm gonna keep talking. Maybe. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Oh. Professionalism. That's right. That's right. Professionalism at its finest. High production values, right? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely high production values. And why can't I hear myself? What the heck happened? I still have volume there. Why can't I hear myself in my headphones? What's going on? Oh, there we go. Got unplugged. Okay. Crazy. See? This is part of the charm of the show. You watch me boomer things up and just destroy my whole thing here while I'm walking away just to do something. Ain't that grand? Fun. Fun under the sun. But anyways, moving on, we're going to talk a little bit about what's happening here in Michigan. So there's just not here in Michigan, but what's happening in Michigan. Because that's where the rally is, and that's what I wanted to talk about. Because another thing that came out of this whole rally thing in Michigan was the fact that there's this. Let's see, I brought this up. Let's see if I still have it up. There's a chance I may not. Yeah, the rally's over. Let's see here. Nope, this isn't it. That is not it at all. Yeah. I don't know. I can't find that article anymore. I had an article that was in regards to an accusation that Trump didn't want to fund the National Guard in Michigan, which is laughable. The only thing that Trump asked was that the states contribute their part. And it was a part. That's it. So the fact that they're trying to claim that Trump doesn't want to fund the National Guard is one of the most ludicrous things you could possibly imagine. especially coming from the party and the group that says they want to defund the police. Now all of a sudden they would even care about the National Guard. Oh, by the way, the fact that they completely gutted the military too when they were in office under the Obama years. Yeah, no, don't mind that. Don't mind the fact that they gutted the military. Don't mind the fact that they go on endless wars. They kept the war in Afghanistan going, forever and ever. Don't mind the fact that they're screaming defund the police. You have Democrat-run cities with city councils that are voting specifically to completely defund the police. And you also have de Blasio, who is in New York, for example, disbanding units, removing I think it was about $1 billion in funds or something like that. I don't remember the exact number. I could be wrong on the exact number. But the point is, he's removing cops off the streets. He's disbanding units. He's removing protections and enforcement of law in the streets. And you have, between last year and this year, you have a huge increase in shootings that's happening in New York, and not just certain parts of New York, mind you. This isn't just something that's isolated to maybe what you would traditionally view New York, parts of New York that you would traditionally view as more dangerous, for instance. Hey, Meave, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I haven't gotten around to sending you information regarding my the new theme song and stuff like that. I apologize. I've just been uber crazy busy with all this other stuff that I have to deal with. So I will get to you eventually. Just be patient. I apologize for that. Hey, Trainwave. I'm not sure what you're saying there, but I'm just gonna say hi. But yeah, so yeah, to me, it's very ridiculous that these people. Yeah, I've been very busy, very busy. So glad to hear that you're keeping busy as well. But yeah, it's silly. It's silly and it's laughable that these people are trying to accuse Trump of wanting to defund things. In fact, Biden himself, in one video, he goes, "Oh, Trump is the one that wants to defund the police." Really now? Is that so? Is that so? And he also talked about how, COVID was killing so many of our soldiers, which he claimed to be around 6,300. You know what the real number turned out to be? Take a guess. Take a wild guess. Of course, that's rhetorical because I can't hear what you guys are saying, but it's 7. 7. And he wants to, and then the best part of all that is not just the fact that he lied about these numbers. Okay, maybe he made a mistake. Let's call it a mistake. I think it's a lie, but let's call it a mistake. The best part about this was that the same day, Biden tweeted out, at least his account tweeted out. I don't know if he said it himself, but he definitely tweeted it out, that America needs a president who will tell them the truth. Let that sink in while I take a sip of my drink. Just let that sink in for a moment. Okay, so yeah, that's where we're at in 2020, ladies and gentlemen. And then you also have this nonsense of these Trump tapes. We're gonna talk about that a little bit as well, but I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later, because right now we're gonna talk more about other topics that are at hand here. So, from what I understand, the rally went very well in Michigan. I haven't heard much in terms of. I didn't see it. I didn't hear clips of it yet, so I don't know what exactly happened at the rally, if there was anything, to report on. But from my understanding, just about every rally he does is pretty successful anyways. Michigan right now is one of those states that Trump is doing relatively well in. And it's one of those key states. It's one of those battleground states that Trump is gaining a lot of ground on in all of these states. He's gaining a lot of ground in Florida. He's gaining a lot of ground in Michigan. He's gaining a lot of ground in Pennsylvania. There's many states where there's a statistical tie, for example, things of that nature. So Trump is on a momentum run right now. And as you can imagine, the left will do anything to try and interrupt that momentum. And it's not surprising, really. They would try and do that no matter who their opponent is. Much like the conservatives would do, the right would do the same thing. So this isn't really a right versus left thing. But the big difference that I find, though, in this particular scenario that we find ourselves in, is the fact of how far they're taking it, in the sense that you have now another whistleblower baloney that Adam Schiff is trying to peddle. You have these Trump tapes that are coming out of him, trying not to particularly create a panic in the United States over the COVID-19 virus. The NFL players were booed massively. Oh yeah, as they should. Today is like some opening game or something like that was gonna happen. I don't even give a rat's ass, frankly. I never really watched sports to begin with. I'm a geek. I'm a nerd. I'm an engineer. We don't really do sports, but I have to say that on occasion I did enjoy watching sports. I enjoyed playing sports-related games, for example, things of that nature. I wasn't completely adverse to sports. I actually did play some sports myself in my youth. But what I'm seeing now, it's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. What the NFL are doing, what the NBA are doing. The NBA would prefer to hold water for a tyrannical government because they get some money out of it, instead of actually, calling out that country for the violations of human rights. Because money. That's really what it boils down to. It's all about money. Hollywood would also prefer to pander to China, to a tyrannical government that's in China. Hey, Illustrator. Oh boy, you're having some streaming issues. Oh, that's not fun. I ran into that. When do you stream normally, Illustrator? I don't recall seeing you live at all. I'd like to catch you. Is Spook online too? Spook is streaming, isn't he? Yeah, look at that. Hey, and someone get Cocaine Mitch on here too. I want to say hi to him. I haven't seen him in a while. No, don't worry about it, Illustrator. It's cool. This is the more casual version. This is the more, whatever. I just talk. People want to call in, or people want to interact with me via chat. I'm more than happy to do that. So don't worry about it. Captain Mitch. He's Captain Mitch now? I thought he was Cocaine Mitch. He's been promoted. Mitch has been promoted? When did that happen? I was not aware. I was not aware at all. Of the pirate ship Irave. Aha. Arg, Captain Mitch. Avast. I see. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Glad to see he's climbing the ranks. So, but moving on to the topics that we were talking about here. So this is the thing. It's you see, I can promise you. This is one thing I can promise anybody that's looking and paying attention to what's happening in politics right now. You also had Twitter chime in saying, "Oh, if Trump tries to claim victory early, we're going to censor that." And by early, what do they mean? They don't explain it. They don't explain it. Twitter doesn't specifically say what they mean by declaring early victory. So if Trump's basically, if everybody accepts that Trump wins and Twitter somehow does not want to accept that, and Trump says, well, I won. Now all of a sudden Twitter says, well, we said we were going to censor him if he said he won early, so we're going to say he won early, we're going to censor him. This is a setup. This is a setup. Hanging chads. Oh, yeah. Yes, we definitely need to add a rave ship now. For sure. They're going to hang the chat? I don't know. Hopefully not. So, I don't know. I feel that a lot of the stuff that's happening right now, and I could be wrong. You know, this is it is somewhat speculation on my part. I could be wrong. I have a feeling that the media and the Democrats, their goal is to create as much illegitimacy in their view as possible. They're going to try and make it so the declaration of victor cannot be done within 24 hours, because usually that's kind of what happens. By like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., traditionally, you already kind of know who's won. And I have a feeling that this is going to become a litigation mess. They're going to take it up in the courts. They're going to delay. They're going to find votes here and there. And it's going to be, they're going to try and create a big brouhaha over it. And I can promise you another thing. Because they said they were going to do it. It's not even my own, this one isn't even my own speculation. Because you had Jerry Nadler and people like Adam Schiff saying, well, this impeachment didn't work, we're going to do it again. And again. And again. And again. I mean, their whole point here is they don't want Trump in the White House. Period. And I sincerely believe that when it comes to these last, we got what, 53 days left, 52 days left until election time. This is really the time that people need to build resolve, really grow like a thick skin. Don't get tired. Don't get worn. Don't get just pulled down by the muck. But be resilient. And ignore all the noise that you hear. Because there's only really 1 or 2 or 3 things that you really need to worry about when it comes to voting. And what that is you have to make sure, hey, TU7V, I don't have any sort of reconsideration of anything when it comes to that. I don't need to reconsider my view on saying that word in particular, because I know when I can use it, when I can say it, when I don't need to say it, and it's not a point that I need to keep rehashing. But anyways, the point is this, what I was saying before is, there's really a couple things you need to worry about when it comes to who you're going to vote for. And it's pretty obvious who Americans should be voting for. So we're going to do a little pop quiz, per se, of what would be the best way to vote. In the sense that, like, the reasoning behind who you choose. So we'll play this little rhetorical game. Because the way I see it, you have one candidate that is pro-America. Well, in person, of course, yes. The best way to do it is in person, physically, the actual voting. But I'm talking more ideologically, who would you vote for? Because there's some people that may not disagree with Trump's policies, but they disagree with Trump as a person. Whoa. Jeez. I almost fell off my chair there. See, I'm getting so excited about this. I almost fell off my chair. Whoever makes the end tower the fastest wins? What? I don't know what you're talking about. But anyways, what I'm talking about is more like the difference between Biden and Trump, okay? So, you have someone who is pro-America versus someone that is pretty much anti-America. You can't be pro-America if you are promoting ideologies that are socialist in nature, that do not work in practice, that actually do harm to people. And these are things that people have done. This person, Biden in particular, has done within 47 years of being in politics. The man has been in politics for nearly half a century. And really, what has he accomplished that has helped people, has helped the black community, has helped other communities? What has he done? Nothing. Quite the opposite, actually. A lot of the policies that he advocated for and he promoted and he kept using as part of his record as something that he would run on, saying, look how wonderful I am because I did this, which put a bunch of black people in jail, for example. Or look at this trade deal that was garbage. This is what you're dealing with when you're dealing with Biden. Biden himself talks about truth, being, you want someone who'll tell you the truth. Okay, all right. Well, which candidate lied about their degrees that they had? Which candidate lied about the speeches that they wrote, which were plagiarized? Which candidate lies about numbers when it comes to, let's talk about something more recent, about COVID numbers, for example, like Biden just did, talking about how many service members were killed? I mean, those two factors alone, the fact that he's pretty much is promoting socialism, and the fact that he has a big problem with the truth, that right there should be a red flag for anybody. But wait, as Ron Popeil would say, but wait, there's more. So there's more out there. What else is there? Well, how about the fact that he is an incredibly creepy individual that gropes and touches people, and there's a believable rape allegation? It's an allegation. It's an allegation. So, who knows? I'm willing to consider innocent until proven guilty, as I am for everybody. But it's quite a believable allegation. It has corroboration. So, in fact, right now, Biden the rapist is trending on Twitter right now. So, it's pretty funny because they were trying to trend Trump is a racist or Trump the racist or something like that, and instead it got flipped on them. Hey, Soldat, how you doing? Let me check that link out. Some replies were hidden by the tweet author. Okay. These are all comments from my students in my BYU philosophy class. The racism of privilege present here is not surprising, but very frightening. The professor was unaware that this was taking place in the chat. Let's see what the chat says. We as a nation need to do more to eliminate the racism and hate from our country. Blacks kill more whites than the other way around, though. FBI crime stats from any year. Have a good day, y'all. The organization BLM is a terror group. The statement BLM is good. Black Lives Matter Any injustice is done to one group of people, and an injustice to us all. Black Lives Matter is a terrorist Marxist organization who will burn this country to the ground. The BLM movement and the MLK movement are completely different. So there is no use arguing about the two. The civil rights movement had a face and a leader in MLK. The BLM movement does not have that face or leader. They are fundamentally different. What about all the black on black crime in inner cities? If BLM truly matters, then why isn't it publicized? I think all of the recent acts of police brutality is wrong and evil, but it is a minuscule minority of the population. Not black on black crime. Same systemic racism that makes it harder for whites to get into Ivy League school, LOL. The statement Black Lives Matter is commendable. The organization BLM is a Marxist terror organization which flares up around every election to divide the country and keep black people under Democrat control. Same systemic racism. Oh, wait, I saw that already. Okay, yep, at Jacob, that's racist. And someone replies, oh Lord. I don't think MLK would support BLM, but someone like Malcolm X would have. I think the BLM is a just movement. I don't think it's a perfect movement, but it's fighting against police brutality which disproportionately affects communities of color. Also note, more than 90% of BLM protesters were peaceful. The moments these protests become violent are often police officers aggravating already frustrated protesters. You can make the straw man argument all you like, which this person just did. He just made a straw man argument, but let's ignore that. Yeah, so I don't see anything in here. I don't see anything in here that's particularly like racist, actually, except for some of the comments that are saying that the other people are racist because they just bring out how there's that reverse discrimination in Ivy League schools, how black on black crime is pretty much ignored, that kind of thing. There are issues in that chat that don't seem to be addressed by the professor, because obviously, why would you be honest to your students if you have a political agenda? But hey, as long as you're woke, I guess that's the only thing that matters, right? Yeah, there's nothing racist in here. So the fact that this professor is actually vilifying his own students and calling them racist, that is terrible. That is actually quite terrible. And the students saw through the bull. Yeah, they definitely saw through the BS. There is no political solution to what exactly? There's no political solution for what? When it comes to like Black Lives Matters, what is that what you mean? Let's take it easy, chat. Let's not go crazy. We don't need to bring back lynchings, no. That's a vague statement. Any of the social ills today. I don't particularly prescribe to the philosophy that if there's a social problem that government is the only solution. Because my general fundamental belief is that societal problems are caused by society and by culture. And culture and society naturally progress and evolve and change with time. Not necessarily in the direction that most people may expect. So when you're trying to do some social engineering, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up um, splintering and fraying society. There's this, I have this whole philosophy when it comes to forced acceptance of things, for example. I think Troll is saying, given all the rhetoric about Dems delegitimizing the election and profound disagreements culturally, we either crush the Marxists or face civil war. You know, maybe some people believe that. And honestly, with the sales that have been skyrocketing for guns and ammo, it wouldn't surprise me that a lot of people believe that. What? What are you talking about, Enkun? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know who Kirby Com is. Uh, it's not vague at all. Racism has no political solution. These people want revenge. Both the left and the right think the other side is evil. Major corporations are sponsoring what is basically domestic terrorism. Well, in that sense, I do kind of agree. And also what Soldat said, yeah. Well, in that sense, I kind of agree in the sense that we are approaching a unprecedented level of division that our country hasn't quite seen, or at least has not seen in recent history. I mean, we've seen conflict in our country. Our country has seen a lot of conflict. Okay. The United States has seen plenty of conflict with the Revolutionary War, with the Civil War, with civil rights marches and such. Um, there has been plenty of violence that our country has seen, and as divisive and as bloody as some of these conflicts have been, our country has come out at the end relatively better for it. So I think what is going to happen here is there's going to be a bad period of time that we're going to be in. Yeah, it hasn't been such open anarchy like this for a while. I agree with that, Soldot. And I think we're gonna have a period of time where there's going to be Sorry, I'm reading chat. Could someone clip those quotes? I may put them up. I may put them up on my screen here and just have them rotate with my slideshow. All right, Anglo Killer, are you sure you'll behave? Get into the waiting room. Get into the waiting room on Discord, and I'll put you on for a couple seconds here. Yeah, clip those and save those for me, and link it to me. No, what I was gonna say is this: I believe that we are in a period of ideological conflict, cultural conflict, societal conflict. I think that the vast majority of Americans are not really interested in this. I think the vast majority of Americans are pretty much kind of there are liberals and conservatives in your average American. There's the spectrum of ideologies and beliefs. But I think what's happening is more these fringes on the outside are being the loudest voices, and they are causing all this conflict, while the vast swath of America is like, can we just stop being morons? If that's what he's gonna do on voice chat, I'm not gonna put him on Illustrator. It's in the description. The link is in the description, but if that's all you're gonna do, I don't want to get banned off platforms. I'm on stupid YouTube, you know, and I'm on stupid D Live, and I'm on stupid Periscope. Twitter has been like pulling users away from me. You're just taking an educated guess. Thank you, Illustrator, for posting the link in chat. Much appreciated. Yeah, join the Discord, and there's the call-in link right there. It should be still fully functional. I don't think there's any issue with it. Okay, well, hop in. I'll put you up on the air if you want to ask a question or have a quick discussion. It won't be I won't keep people on air for too long because I don't want to derail the stream into just like a debate. But I'm more than happy to have people kind of like a radio show. Just call in, talk, things like that, you know, and then just keep on going. So I do think that we're gonna be in a period of conflict, and I do think that there's gonna be a lot. It's gonna get a lot worse before it's gonna get better. I don't know if it's going to devolve to the point where the entire country, kind of like in a civil war, where we were in a war with ourselves. I don't think so. Okay, J-Danks, hold on. Let me throw you in here. Make sure before you talk. Let me make sure I got you unmuted on OBS. So 1 second. Okay, I think I got you unmuted. How you doing?
I just I'm gonna be a nice guy. I'm not gonna mess with your stuff.
I appreciate that.
I just want to ask you one question.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about white guys with dreadlocks?
I don't know. Oh, my face got pushed down here in the stream. Anyways, you took the place of my face on the little Rorschach guy. But anyways,
sorry, dude.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. It's all right. Guests can take the spot of honor temporarily. I think certain styles don't make sense for certain people. So if someone can pull off the look, more power to them. I mean, I can.
Wait, so I can. Are you saying you have dreadlocks?
I do not. No, I can. I could never.
Jesus.
No. I could never pull that off. I could never pull that off.
Wait, so you're like justifying people having dreadlocks?
I'm not justifying it. I don't
even think black people should have dreadlocks. It's like a bad idea, dude. You can get mites. There's all sorts of hygiene shit involved with that. You know what I mean?
Well, to my knowledge, it's not super healthy for the scalp as well because it really pulls on your hair and it starts like making people bald essentially as well. It's not good for the scalp. It's not good for the hair.
You can also get migraines from that as well.
Oh yeah. I
grew up with a bunch of black people. I've heard this before with the braids and the dreadlocks. They get migraines, dude.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, so to me, listen, like I was saying, if someone can pull that off and they can deal with all the issues and potential problems with it, then I say fine, it's your choice. I'm not gonna tell someone not to.
All I gotta say is, I think in America we should ban this because they're abusing children. They're abusing children by forcing children to get braids and dreadlocks, and they have to go throughout the whole entire school day dealing with that in pain. I think it's a disgusting behavior. We need to stop these people. You know what I mean? All these child abusers. This is, I don't even know where to start. I mean, I think it's possibly from living in cities and being mentally ill and not knowing how to treat children. You know what I mean? I think this is a big thing. They torture these children. Which people? The niggers.
All right. All right. You had your fun. Anyways, I entertained that silliness long enough. Nah, listen. Whoever wants to have any kind of hairstyle, it's up to them. I don't really care. It doesn't bother me one way or the other. If they wanted, if anybody wants any hairstyle, it's up to them. I don't care. I just think that hygiene is important. I think that professionalism is important. If you want to get a job and you want to work in certain environments, you obviously have to fit the part. That's the only thing that I care about. And That's it. That's really all I care about. Well, I get that, troll, that people, that these platforms are want you to be afraid of them. And my idea is, well, fine, you want me to say certain things? Yeah, I disavow J Danks. Uh, you have a disavow or lose sponsorship from G Fuel? Well, hygiene and people with dreads don't go exactly go hand in hand. You might have a point there. Well, I do. I disavow, sir. Um, but anyways, the point is, you guys completely got me derailed now. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh, the platforms. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say when it comes to platforms, I know that the whole point of them putting all these restrictions is to kind of beat you into submission to think and act and talk how they want. However, I am of the philosophy that's like, okay, you know what? You want me to follow those rules? I'll follow your rules, but I'll use your platform to fight you on your own turf and to call out your hypocrisy and to call out your BS and to call out your nonsense. Simple. That's why I stay on those platforms. Like I'd be okay with and not have issues just getting off of Twitter and getting off of Twitch and getting off of YouTube. D Live is a weird one. For some things they're okay, from other things they're really not. So it really depends on what you want to use D Live for. The restrictions would serve to only make them more money. The more viewers did not hate the restrictions, then they wouldn't exist. Yeah, you know, that's a good point, Trolio. Well, you know, Jdanks or slash Anglo Killer, as your Bitwave chat here says, you do know Mom Patch settled that a long time ago about what people are if they're streaming when I'm streaming. I mean, she made this declaration quite a while ago, and it's on the thing that cycles the my little slideshow. It's one of the quotes. So I agree. I think everybody should come to my stream and watch my stream when I'm streaming because otherwise, then you know, it's as Mom Patch said. Well, companies have a right to just ask you whenever they want. They don't even need to have a reason, really. You can be let go from a job, and the contract generally says that they can let you go with or without reason. So corporations have a lot of power when it comes to hiring and unhiring people. Essentially, they have a lot of power when it comes to that, and to a certain extent, I can understand why. I don't know about that to you, but I'm saying I like the idea of someone trying to put me in a cage, and then I can just use that cage to beat the ever living snot out of them. So I'm okay with being on those restrictive platforms for the moment because on one side it's kind of like I don't really have a choice. If I want to try and grow this stream and I want to try and grow this channel, and myself as a political commentator of sorts, then there's not a whole lot that I can do because some of these platforms just have such a huge viewership that even in a restricted way, I'm still getting way more exposure than certain other platforms. Oh yeah, I agree, Soldat. We have to push back. We have to push back. Conservatives, generally speaking, need to push back. Conservatives have been attacked and maligned and vilified and censored for a very long time, and it's getting ramped up more and more and more and more in this day and age. I'm not gonna say that word if I don't need to. I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be coerced or bullied into saying a word. Facebook and Twitter pulled your account for mentioning Tommy Robinson. Really? Is that so, Illustrator? Huh? I got off of Facebook centuries ago. Facebook to me is one of the most garbage platforms I've ever seen in my life. Well, I don't succumb to peer pressure, sir. It didn't work when I was in high school. It didn't work when I was in middle school. This is definitely not going to work now. I've been here longer than you have, I think. I don't need anybody to accept me. Then you can't mention Tommy Robinson. Okay. Well, hey, I've been here for quite a while. You're not allowed to mention deemed dangerous individuals. That's strange because sometimes I've talked about Tommy Robinson in my tweets. Not recently. I don't think you've been here longer, Jay. Thanks. I mean, Troll 2. You. Who are you? Cleric? Who are you exactly? Since you have the troll account, I can't tell exactly. I'm not entirely sure. Or are you Senator Hitler? Which, by the way, I still find that to be an incredibly funny name. Oh, it's power word. I see. Okay. Troll is the disembodied cautiousness of chat. That's quite an existence to be, huh? Yeah. Gotcha. I don't know. I believe I have been around here longer than you have. I've been streaming for quite a while on Bitwave. At least to my knowledge, I have. I don't know then. No pressure on Mr. Troll, though. You are a consciousness, but no pressure. No pressure at all. So you're like the force of the chat? Is that what it is? Like you're the force that is throughout the... Are you made out of midichlorians as well? You're a hive mind? Well, I don't prescribe to hive minds. I am a hive mind of one. But anyways, going back to what I was talking about in terms of news items, politics, and things of that nature. And going back to actually what we were talking about to answer the question, because there was that question posed earlier about like what's happening in this country in terms of like a quote unquote civil war. I don't know if it's gonna reach that point. I don't know if it's gonna be escalated to a national level where like I mentioned, I don't think the entire country is gonna get divided and turn into a Union versus Confederacy deal like it was before. When it came to the Civil War, that was something that was very complex, was very different in terms of the situation, the social political climate at the time, and everything. Though there are a lot of scary similarities. There are an incredible large amount of scary similarities, actually. In terms of what you hear of the media saying, they said the same things about Lincoln. What you hear about the hateful rhetoric and division. No, I did not see that report by the Open Society Foundation, but then again, it's the Open Society Foundation. You can't take them seriously in any shape, way, or form. And I know they're gonna say stuff like that. They're gonna say that the election is illegitimate unless Biden wins in a landslide. I get that. And they've been ramping that sort of language up a lot because they intend to do exactly that. They want to delegitimize the election. They want the election to be questioned They want to fight it. They want to win this thing at all costs. And this is the thing that really angers me about Trump, actually. Is that he's had 4 years, nearly, to address this issue. It is not something that hasn't been brought up. It had been brought up in the midterms. It had been brought up before, after his election. It had been brought up after the midterms because there was a lot of hanky-panky happening at the midterms. And it's unfortunate to me that Trump and his administration have not really taken this issue seriously. It's frustrating, frankly. That is one thing that, even as a conservative and as someone who I agree with a lot of the policies that the Trump administration has put forward, that is one that just burns me. It's like, you were there, you have the opportunity, why aren't you fixing this damn thing? Why aren't you putting in term limits? Why aren't you putting some sort of verification process in place? Whatever it may be, I don't, it doesn't have to necessarily be a voter ID or anything like that, but you should be able to have some sort of verification process to make sure that elections are fair, the elections are legitimate, that there's no ballot harvesting, that you don't have ballots being sent en masse to like the entire population of the United States and their pets and people that have died and all sorts of other variations of such. So it's pretty crazy here. Yeah, I did hear about Bloomberg writing about something. Yeah, Dem Group warns of apparent Trump election landslide. Let's see. A top Democratic data and analytic firm told Axios on HBO it's highly likely that President Trump will appear to have won, potentially in a landslide, on election night, even if he ultimately loses when all the votes are counted. Why this matters? Way more Democrats will vote by mail than Republicans due to fear of the coronavirus, and it will take days, if not weeks, to tally these. This means Trump, thanks to Republicans doing almost all of their voting in person, could hold a big electoral college and popular vote lead on election night. Imagine America with its polarization and misinformation if the vote tally swings wildly towards Joe Biden and Trump loses days later as the mail-in ballots are counted. That is what this group, Hawkfish, which is funded by Michael Bloomberg and also does work for the Democratic National Committee and pro-Biden super PACs, is warning. It's a very real, if not foreordained, outcome. What they're saying, Hawkfish CEO Josh Mendelson calls the scenario a red mirage. We are sounding an alarm and saying that this is a very real possibility that the data is going to show on election night an incredible victory for Donald Trump, he says. When every legitimate vote is tallied and we get to the final day, which will be some day after election day, it will in fact show what happened on election night. Was exactly that, a mirage, Mendelson said. It looked like Donald Trump was in the lead and he fundamentally was not when every ballot gets counted. The problem, though, with this sort of thought process is this. They're running on the assumption that all the mail-in ballots are gonna completely flip the results. That may not be the case. And actually, there's a good chance it may not be the case, and here's why. Alright, so you had an electoral college win in 2016. There's some dispute over the lead, the popular vote lead, because there's a lot of bull crap that was happening in California. So some people can say there was a big, like, several million people vote lead, while others believe that it may not have been that big. I don't think that's gonna happen, that people are just gonna accept this switcheroo on them. And the Washington Post piece panned for speculating only a Biden landslide would prevent violence beyond election. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna really pan out as their plan. They may be planning. They may be planning something like that. But this is what I was getting at, essentially, is in 2016. Yeah, ballots can be thrown out. And if there are reports that ballots are thrown out, yeah, I mean, a lot of the mail-in ballots could be viewed as invalid, depending on what the circumstances. So, here's the thing. So in 2000, just talking about numbers though, which side am I going to be on the Civil War 2.0? I'm going to be on the side of America. If there is a Civil War 2.0, I'm going to be on the side of preserving America, its constitution, its freedoms. No, I'm not going to join any neo-Nazi. Neon Nazis? Do they wear like hot pink and hot yellow? And electric blue? Are they like dressed like people were dressed in the 80s with Yo Bo Go t-shirts? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, no, I'm not into neon. They're very fashionable. Yeah, well, no, they're fashionable Nazis. Yeah. Oh, hot, nice. I see what you did there. Fashionable. I got it. Yep. Nice play of words there, sir. Golf clap for you. But anyways, the point. See, you're derailing me. Stop that. The point is that in 2016, the country was pretty much split 50-50. Okay? So if we're looking at just sheer numbers, assuming that there's no hanky-panky happening and no brouhahas and no, playing around with mail-in ballots and harvesting and all. Let's assume that there's no fraud. Let's just assume there's zero fraud when it comes to this election cycle. So, if we're only looking at sheer numbers, I can promise you that after 4 years of watching the clown show that has been in social media, the clown show that has been the mainstream media, the clown show that has been Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, AOC, Ilhan Omar, and all those jokers in the Congress. To me, and also from what just you're observing, what you're observing now, for example, like in 2016, wherever I was traveling around the nation. I saw a certain number of like Trump Pence signs. Today, in swing states, because I drive for work and I do a lot of stuff, I've done road trips because of the type of work that I do. Not right now because of COVID, but generally speaking. But I have done a little bit of that right now during this whole COVID period. I have seen way more signs now than I did before. Now, that's an indication of one of two things. Either people are just more open about it, or there actually is a greater support building. The rallies are bigger. Social media is louder with conservative voices. As time has passed and as much censorship that the left wants to do, the voices have been getting louder and louder and louder on social media. People are getting sick and tired, and the Democrats' own polling is showing that their message is not resonating. Up until recently, for example, they still did not condemn any violence. Now they vaguely condemn some violence, but they still won't talk about the groups actually conducting that violence. For example, you have Portland. Over 100 days, they're still doing protests. That is not convincing people that the Democrats are what this country needs. That is not convincing people that the Democrats stand for law and order. That does not convince people that the Democrats care about you. When the Democrats come out and say, you say you're black, you're not going to vote for me? Guess what? Me, a white old man, is going to tell you, no, you're not black. Well, you raise a good point, Soldat. It doesn't matter if it's not true. It's the replay of the Russian collusion narrative, repeating the lie constantly. This is what it means to prep the battlefield. You psychologically prepare your side to carry out an objective. The objective now is oppose Trump because he's illegitimate. And you know what? I completely agree. That's the goal, is to plant this seed of illegitimacy in the mind of people and use it as an excuse. Use it as a platform for all your obstructionism and attacks on the government. I mean, I understand that. No, oddly enough, to use 7V, that's not resonating, surprisingly. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily call them race rights as well. I don't think that's entirely accurate. The problem that we have here is this: is that there's this delusion. There's this delusion from the Democrat Party that they are pandering to such an extreme portion of the left. Because I promise you that the vast majority of liberals, the people that call themselves liberals, they look at this stuff and they go, you know what? That's not really what I believe in. I don't agree with torching a CVS. I don't believe in chasing someone down and shooting them because they have a MAGA hat. They may not agree with that MAGA person. They may not like Trump as a president. They may not like the policies that he puts forward. But most people, it's orchestrated political violence. Absolutely. Absolutely, Soldat. It's very orchestrated. It's funded. It's funded by our own politicians like Kamala Harris, who encourage people to who raised money to bail out these terrorists. She's aiding and abetting domestic terrorism, and somehow she's on the ticket to be on the election for this presidency. So I kind of lost where I was going with this at the end of the day, but the main point. The main point is that the Democrats are really off their kilter when it comes to what their perception of the country is and their supporters are, because they're only pandering to this small, loud, violent group that is egged on by the media and is egged on by Hollywood. It's egged on by celebrities who couldn't even put two words together, unless they have a script in front of them. Maybe that's why they like Biden so much. I don't know. But anyways, the point is this. I mean, these people that are in government right now, especially these younger generations, there's been a lot of indoctrination about how wonderful socialism is in universities. And that is playing into what's happening now. This has been going on generation upon generation upon generation. And there's a breaking point that people will reach. There's going to be a breaking point that people will reach in the Black community, Hispanic community, Asian community, Caucasian community. Everybody has their breaking point. And That's why the polls are not going in the favor of the Democrats. That's why you have people now that, like I said, these these more moderate liberals and even more moderate conservatives that are more independent, that aren't really party, cultists and party strongholds or affiliated with parties. Most people that see what's happening around here, they think this is all insane, because the only concern that they have is like, I just want to get to work. I need a job. If I don't have one, I need to pay my bills. I got rent to pay or a mortgage. I have a kid that I need to feed. I have a car that I need to pay off. I got insurance that I need for health. I got to take care of, whatever boil that's growing on my butt, things of that nature. Their concern is their life and livelihood, and to deal with kill all moderates, civil war now. No, leave the moderates alone. Grandpa Abyss, oh come on, I'm not that much of a boomer. Yeah, they are communists. They've said so themselves. They've said that Black Lives Matter as an organization, they have said that they are trained Marxists. And if you look at their manifesto on their website, they make it pretty clear that their main goal is just to destroy this country. They want to destroy democracy. They want to destroy the nuclear family. They want to destroy capitalism. That's it. That's really what their whole thing is about. And you don't need to take my word for it. Go on their website. As a former radical moderate, I agree. All fence sitters get the rope. Oh goodness, come on. Anyways, no, we don't advocate for violence here. There are white kids who are using people's fears of being considered racist as a shield. Yeah, of course they are. They're preying on people's emotions. They are preying on people's emotions because people don't want to be called a racist. People don't want to be called sexist. People don't want to be called any sort of phobe, like homophobe or transphobe or what have you. Nobody wants to be called that. So if most people just want to go they want to go just on their merry way and live their lives. Yet you have people that are going in their faces when they're eating dinner, for example, and demanding that they do stuff. And they're demanding that they have to go along with whatever request they make. And a lot of these people are so scared to just stand on their own principle and say, you know what? I'm eating dinner. If you want to interrupt my dinner, then how about you pay for this, and then I'll sit down and have a conversation with you. Francisco Franco? I've heard of him. I would have to read up on him. Registered trademark 2020 Abyss International LLC. Yes, I don't radicalize, I rationalize. Absolutely. That is a registered trademark. Anybody, I'm gonna have to make t-shirts now. I can sell t-shirts and mugs. I have a catchphrase. Hey, I could be like Mr. Medicare. I can sell hats now. Well, I better give you royalties. Merch. That's right, baby. I'm gonna be rolling in the merch. Make buttons. Hint, hint. Oh, you make buttons? Oh, nice. Very nice. Hey, if anybody helps me out with that, you guys can get a cut. Why not? If you guys want to handle this, how about this? Bitwave can handle the merch in the store, and we can work out a cut. We can work out an agreement, and then you guys can divvy it up however you want. I don't know. We'll talk. I'll have my people call your people. What would I do in a situation like that? You know what? There's two ways to handle this thing. Yeah, hey, some Eternal Abyss face masks. There you go. Yeah, that could work. I can slap my logo on a couple face masks. Why not? No, but to answer your question, what would I do in that situation if someone comes up to me and starts yelling at my face? Um, I'm not gonna go into too much detail about my ethnic background, but if they get me into a certain mode, they don't want me to do that. Let's just put it that way. I'm not a violent person. I don't like conflict. I don't like fighting. I don't like being physical. No, 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 no. No, please don't do that. Do not make a t-shirt that says that. That would definitely not be helpful to me. No, what I would do is either ignore them, put my headphones on and listen to my music like I normally do. I usually ignore people around me because I'm not really interested in people around me when I'm out in the public. Um, but if someone forces me to interact with them, you'll send 100 of those shirts to every CEO. Well, you definitely get me on the map if you do something like that. You definitely catch someone's attention and probably get me banned off of every single platform. Don't do that. I disavow. I disavow. um, no, like you could either just ignore it, or you can, or I'll just walk away. Really. That's really what I would try and do is just say, you know what, if this is what's going to happen while I'm trying to eat a dinner, I'm getting out of here. I'm not the type of person that really like sits and takes abuse. Just walk away, Renee. You won't see me follow you back home. That's a good song. Um, I would prefer to walk away from a conflict if I can. If I'm forced into a verbal conflict, I would just tell them, listen, you want to interrupt my dinner, pay for the bill, and then we'll talk. Like if you're joining me for dinner, you're gonna have to pay for this interruption. And I would have I would just call the authorities if necessary. That's private property. If they're inside a restaurant, that's private property. They have no reason to go in there and pester people. And the manager has every right to call the authorities. And if the manager is too scared and too much of a wuss to do it, I will. Last resort, if things do get violent, if I have to defend myself, I will. And if I have to start thinking in that mode where I need to be prepared to defend myself now just to go to a restaurant, I'm gonna have to take precautions. Yeah, but he was running away. The problem with Kyle Rittenhouse is that, yeah, I get that. He fake surrendered, he was chased down. But the thing is, he had a gun too. So it became basically a Wild West situation there where things may have potentially gone bad from the get-go. Well, and that's what I'm saying. If their goal is conflict no matter what, and if I have to start thinking that way, if I have to start thinking that if I set my foot outside the door, I got to be prepared to protect myself, then I'm going to have to start considering my options. I'm going to have to start considering, maybe I should get a CPL, a concealed permit license. Maybe I should start carrying a concealed handgun. Maybe I should look into the laws of my state, wherever that may be, to see what the laws are in regards to that. Yeah, they pull people out of cars and beat them. I get that. A can of oven cleaner in the car. Yeah, I can understand why some people would feel that, you know what, they need to be prepared to defend themselves. And I can understand why some people would go out and get a gun. I understand why some people would go out and get a CPL. I hate to think that that's the solution, because I'm not the type of person that, I don't want violence. I don't promote violence. I make it explicitly clear on this channel when I stream and when I talk to people in person, virtually, what have you. I'm Catholic. I don't want violent solutions. I want people to, you know, care for each other. I want people to resolve conflict peacefully. I believe that any problem is resolvable if people want to resolve it. Yeah, basically, I get it. I don't blame people for doing that. I'm not gonna vilify people. The reason why I say it that way is because I'm not trying to vilify people who get a gun. I'm Catholic too, and I say choke the rivers with their dead. Damn, that's a little cold. No, but really, what I'm trying to say is, like, listen, I get it. I understand. I understand their feelings of people that want to defend themselves. I understand people buying ammo, buying guns, getting firearms, learning, going to the shooting range, practicing, and I get it. I get it. I totally understand. I totally understand that, and I'm not vilifying these people. But at the same time, I really wish that a peaceful solution can be found. I really wish that that sanity would win out. Abyss was raised Catholic, and we're way past the Huguenot versus Catholic faith. Yeah. But anyways, that's what I mean. It's like, I understand. Oh, absolutely, Trollio. Absolutely. If you carry, that doesn't mean that you're going into conflict. A gun is a last resort. Anyone who gets a gun that's a last resort. The only time, and this is like, I've read NRA materials, and I've looked into Second Amendment issues, because this is not the first time Second Amendment issues have come up, guns have come up. So I've done research. I've looked into that. I've looked at courses and stuff like that, because I wanted to learn a lot more about the Second Amendment, about the Federalist Papers, what they say, letters from the Founding Fathers, things of that nature. I'm one of those. Do not think that I have come here to bring peace to the earth. I have come to bring peace, but a sword. I've not come to bring peace, but a sword type Christians. So, oh, absolutely, yeah. If you're a father, like I said, I understand. I understand the emotion behind that. And if someone wants to go out and get a firearm, train, learn, and be prepared, if the worst comes to worst, you have to defend yourself, then you know what? God bless them. And I hope for the best, and I hope that it doesn't have to reach the point where they use that gun. I hope that whoever prepares for that situation never has to pull that gun. That's my desire. But I'm not going to blame anybody for wanting to do that. Especially right now, what you're seeing, that you have people that are just hunted down just for the fact that they support Trump. Someone like myself could get hunted down just for the fact that I support Trump, for example. Abyss Hyde. I don't know if Sam Hyde wants you to use that. He might sue you for copyright. I don't know. Uh, or using his name, a trademark thing. I don't know. No, I get it. Like I said, I can understand. I can understand the sentiment, and I do hope that people resolve things peacefully. And you know what? Seriously, like between you and me and the internet, I've actually considered it myself. To be honest with you, like when you hear stories like this where people get shot because they support Trump, they get pulled out of their cars and punched in the face. Um, it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. Shh, Trollio, you're gonna blow my cover. No, I'm kidding. It makes you wonder. It does make you wonder, should I? Should I get something to protect myself? Because if these people are willing to pull me out of a car, if these people are willing to harm me, what's to stop them from going all the way and killing me? So that's what I mean. I completely understand this sort of mentality and this sort of way of thinking because honestly, from what you hear in the news, you can't help but wonder. You guys are gonna get me in trouble with all these quotes. I swear. But anyways, one last thing that actually I wanted to talk about. Yeah, no, I agree, Trolio. I'm saying that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm not saying that people can go and get a gun and their goal is to go out and start shooting Antifa, for example. No, not at all. Not at all. I'm not saying that that's the point of having a gun. I'm just saying if people feel that that is an extra layer of protection that they want, Second Amendment says it's their right. I am very pro Second Amendment. So I am perfectly okay with people going and getting a weapon. I'm perfectly okay with people training on it. I'm perfectly okay with people being educated on it because honestly, if someone's going to use a firearm, I want them to be educated. I want them to be trained. I want them to be responsible in using it. And I want them to use it only as a last resort. Because really, that's what a firearm should be for. It's a last resort. If your life is in danger, or they're endangering a loved one in your presence, remember if you're going to get into self-defense situation, remember to clean your fingerprints off your rounds before you load them into the mag. I did not say that. That is not a real quote. I disavow. No, that's very interesting. I hadn't even thought about that. I had not even thought about that. That your fingerprints could get on the actual bullets. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Make sure you file off the serial number before discharging your weapon. Guys, you're gonna get me in so much trouble. No, on the casings. Oh yeah, right. No, of course. Yeah, the casings. That makes sense. Yeah, no, I'm gonna stop reading chat because you guys are gonna get me in trouble. I swear I'm gonna have an FBI visit now thanks to you guys, and I'm gonna blame each and every one of you. I'm gonna say go to dispatch, get the user list, get the IP addresses, have fun. It's their fault. I didn't do nothing. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Yeah, yeah. I'm probably gonna get a knock at the door tomorrow. Oh, stop. Oh, you're on a whitelist, Soldat. Good to know. Woo! Alright. Anyways. Oh my goodness. Anywho, moving on. There was one other couple bits of news. Like right now, California. I just want to talk a little bit about California because California is insane. California is insane. You have wildfires that are making the sky orange. You have a state that they can't even keep the power on. You have salons and things still shut down incredibly tight. And you have the politicians of that state not giving a rat's ass about it. That they're telling you, you can't go and get your hair cut. You can't get the blowout, but I can because I'm Pelosi. You know, California is just it's just a disaster. And it doesn't surprise me. There's like a lot of news and there's a lot of chatter that you see on social media and such where people are saying, you know what, I'm getting out of here. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. It's a crap situation to be in, and California is a beautiful state. I've been there. I've visited. There's a lot of beauty or potential beauty there, and it's a shame. You know, it's a real shame that it has to be run in such a terrible way. So that's the thing that um ouch. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Interesting. Anyways, I was something going on with my equipment here. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's a really bad situation in California right now. The wild there's been so many wildfires. I don't think there's been any fatalities or anything like that. I haven't heard any reports like that, but the wildfires have been pretty terrible. And you know, as much as I rant and rave about California and I rag on them, you know, as I just did, and I keep saying that they're such a terrible state. Uh, I do hope for the best for them. I do hope that they get help with the wildfires. I do hope that those wildfires go away soon. I hope that the state, you know, they wise up and they stop hurting their own people with their ridiculous policies. So you know, let's throw politics aside. Wildfires are a terrible thing. It's terrible for the nature. It's terrible for animals out there. It's terrible for the people. It's terrible for the state in general. So I do hope for the best for them. And I just wanted to say that statement because, you know, regardless of politics, we have to start putting some of that stuff aside. People are suffering out there. Properties are getting all destroyed. It's not a good thing. And hopefully Newsom will wise up and try and resolve this issue with these fires. Try and resolve issues with the. I'm not gonna hold my breath, but I hope he does. And another thing that you know was what happened in the news today is Bubba Wallace, or as I like to call him, Bubba Smollett, announces he will not return to the number 43 car for the 2021 season. Gee. What a shocker. And he's also saying he's not going to return as a driver in the near future. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The RPM team said it will announce its driver for the 2021 in the near future. That's Richard Petty Motorsports. And you know what, Bubba Wallace? Good riddance. We don't need liars. We don't need race baiters. We don't need morons like you that try and play a victim when you commit a hoax to try and gain notoriety. That whole thing was disgusting. So, as they said on that Saturday Night Live skit, bye-bye. I don't care. I don't really care at all. Yeah, the 2020 San Francisco Exodus is real and historic. Yeah, that's right, Soldat. Thanks for the link. Yeah, but his name is Bubba. Doesn't matter. The name will not save him. The name shall not save him. And speaking of names, even though that segue makes no sense into what I'm about to say next, hey, how about I do some shameless self-promotion? Since we're talking about merchandise and other stuff like that. Bye-bye Wallace, that's right, hey! Absolutely. Bye-bye Wallace. I'm gonna use that now, I'm gonna tweet that. But anyway. Yes, Trollio, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. The biggest problem that these people leaving California, they're gonna put those California policies in other places in the United States, which is a big problem. It's fine to keep all the garbage isolated in one area, but when you start spreading it all around, it creates a lot of problems. I don't really have that many followers. You really want half my followers? I don't have a lot of followers here on Bitwave, so I mean, be my guest. But anyways, let's talk about merch and let's talk about some shameless self-promotion. Hey, if you like seeing me boomer up my stream as I mentioned earlier, and I screwed stuff up and starting late and all that fun stuff, great production values. Consider supporting me. Streamlabs.com/the eternal abyss. Any level of generosity is appreciated, but honestly, more so than that sort of support, what I really, really want is followers and viewers and growth. And I need your help, not just your help on Bitwave, but your help on all the platforms that I'm on in order to make that happen. I need your help on Twitter, on Periscope, on YouTube, on DLive, on Twitch, on Gab and Parlor and Minds and Float.app, because I'm on that too, and I'm going to get that streaming up and running as soon as possible here. I'm running through a lot of technical kinks right now to make sure that I get that working. So bear with me. But without viewers, without followers, I'm talking to myself and it's pointless. So I need you to not be complacent and follow me. So go ahead. That's right. Pound my chest like Alex Jones. No, but really, it's on a serious note. Without followers and without viewers, I can't keep doing this. There's no point. So please, if you just like, even if you don't agree with me, if you just want to try and help a guy out, even if you don't agree, I appreciate that. What do you mean? You were a figment of your imagination? You've been in a coma for a decade? Wake up. Uh-oh. It is Parler, as in parlay. Yes, Parler. It's the social media platform. Abyss, it's time to get up now. Yeah. I think I'm awake. Tap myself here a couple times, make sure I'm awake. Yep. But anyways, yeah, it's parlay basically. New shirt. Uh-oh. The abyss. I say that a lot, maybe it should be a shirt, I don't know. But yeah, it basically I'm on the fence about that platform, to be honest with you. Parlor. It's .com. I don't even remember if it's .com. Yes, it's .com. Parler.com. There's a lot of conservatives on there. It's kind of a big competitor to Gab. .com. I'm on the fence about that because there's been a lot of reports about, possibly selling your data. Their terms of service seems to throw their users under the bus when it comes to if there's any sort of litigation about what is said and liabilities on posts that are made on the site. Yeah, that is one of that's one of the reasons why I'm on Bitwave, because I have zero restrictions. I don't have to worry what I'm talking about when I'm on Bitwave. I can say whatever the hell I want, really. What do you mean dead air? You guys can't hear me anymore? Oh, I'm still talking. I just took a pause to read the chat. Take it easy. I need to have some background music. Meave, when we talk about music, we're gonna need some sort of background stuff too. That's what I'm saying, Soldat. I've heard some weird things about Parler, and or Parlay, however it's pronounced. I've heard some weird things about it. I've heard some weird things about how they handle data. I've heard some weird things about the owner and the terms of service and things of that nature. So I'm cautious about using that platform. I'm cautious about using the platform. I'm using it right now because I haven't seen anything in particular that really has hit me very hard, in the sense that um, they haven't done what Twitter. It's actually ironic. Twitter has abused me more as a user, but somehow I'm still on it. But Parler hasn't yet. But because I've heard so much, I'm like pins and needles right now in anticipation, waiting to see what happens with that. I don't know. You know what? I don't know if there's an actual function for that. I can. You know what? Let me go there right now. I thought I saw something like that though. Let me see. Um, Under settings and privacy, let's see. Disable private messaging, email notifications, blah blah blah. Edit profile. Yeah, you know what? Oh no, there is a delete account. Yeah, there is an option in your settings that says delete account. You will not be able to reverse this, so you can delete your account on Parlay. Confirmed. Yeah, I'm on minds.com as well. Um, Wait, hold on, let me see. Minds.com was started by a guy close to Tim Pool from back when Tim Pool stole his brother's platform idea for Subverse. Minds.com then promoted the shit out of Subverse and suppressed other media outlets. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. I never heard. I hadn't heard about that. You know what right wingers need? Another platform created by a grifter to cash in on all of the anti wokesters. Yeah, well, see, that's one of the problems with Parlay when it came out, because there was like this faux controversy with Gab. So Parlay came out and they became a big competitor. Yeah, they banned people who brought up the terms of service. Yeah. Oh, well, that's different if there's a button but it doesn't work. I don't know. I've never tried to delete my account. Um, I don't know. You're so milquetoast. If they got mad at you, it would be like getting mad at a cute puppy. That's half my charm. I don't know. I could get mad at a puppy if he drops a deuce on something of mine. No, stop that to you. Oh, stop. But anyways, but yeah, like there's a lot of these platforms that popped up. That's why I'm on a lot of these platforms. Not so much because I like all of them. It's because so many platforms came up. I didn't really know which one would really be a good replacement for Twitter. So when these platforms come up, I've joined up on them. So I'm trying to build a following on all of them and then see which one really eventually. Well, I do not beat puppies. Do not say that. Stop. I would not do that. Hey, Kitty was the person who abandoned his pet, not me. You skipped my walk. What did you expect? Nice one, me. Um, no, I mean, I don't know which platform I would want to stick with permanently. Eventually, I have a feeling that I'm going to be pruning some of these accounts because there are a lot to deal with. It's time consuming. It's time consuming to keep posting on all these things, you know. So, whatever happened to him? Every once in a while, I wonder: is he really homeless now, as he said he would become? This is why I should ban everyone on all the other platforms that use just Bitwave. We love you and you love us. You're one of us now. One of us. One of us. One of us. One of... I don't know about that, guys. I'm just me. That's all I am. I'm just the eternal abyss. Oh boy. But anyways, guys, I think we're coming close to the end of the stream here. I'm not gonna get the game up. I was thinking about doing like another round of Fate of Atlantis, Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, but I'm stuck in it right now. I'm frustrated with it. I don't wanna deal with it. Um, really, you don't know what happened to Kitty? Someone said he got locked up for threats for threats. Uh, we need to send a task force out to figure that out. We need to have some sort of regular update on him because there's nothing on Kiwi Farms. There's no updates or that. Wasn't there like a big thread, like a one? I don't even remember, like on some Chan Operation Find. I don't know if he's a friend. I don't know if I consider him a friend. Maybe Operation Find Freak. He was kind of an oddball. I don't know. I'm not that interested. I'm not that interested in finding him. I'm just curious. But I know that there were some online threads that kept track of what was going on with him at one point or another. Just kind of kept providing updates. So I don't know. Every once in a while, especially when I see those animated emojis there, emotes, it makes me wonder. But all right, kids, I think. Oh my god, bad troll, bad troll. You're not supposed to say stuff like that. But anyways, I think we're gonna call it a night, guys. I had fun. I think this was a good stream. I will be back on tomorrow, 10 a.m. ish Eastern Standard Time. And I'm going to conclude as I always do, of course. Remember, kids, don't be complacent. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night.